These are 3 things that you want to quit in order to manifest what you want and to speed up the law of attraction. Of course, we are manifesting all of the time, but there are certain things that we can do to consciously manifest what it is that we want and to increase the speed of how long it takes for a manifestation to come. But of course, we can do the opposite. We can manifest things that we don't want if we're not mindful of our thinking and our feeling state. And we can also do things that may either prevent our manifestations coming altogether, or at least slows down the process, makes it a lot more longer, and takes a lot more time and energy in order to get what it is that you want. But there's very simple things that we can do that can cut down that time and all that energy spent, and we can be in alignment with what is for our highest and best. And when we are in alignment, we find that manifesting things become that much easier and that much more quicker. So the first thing that you want to quit is to stop speaking negatively about people. This should come as no surprise, really, because when we speak in a negative tone about people, or even about ourselves, of course we are looking at something in a more out of alignment perspective, is the more accurate way of putting it. But we use the term negative. It's something that doesn't feel very good to us. And of course that means that we're putting energy on something that isn't very good to us. The more we are complaining, the more we are focusing on things about people that we don't like and ourselves, and then actively engaging in conversation about it or speaking about people behind their back, that's only going to be fueling up that negative, lower vibrational energy. And that's actually going to stop you from raising your vibration to be in a vibrational alignment match with what it is that you want. And if your vibration is lowering, what you're actually going to be doing is falling into the vibration of criticism. And the thing to be mindful is what we put out, we get back. The whole principle of manifestation, right? So if we're going to be going into that vibration of criticism, where we're always criticizing other people, we might be criticizing ourselves or situations or circumstances or whatever. If you do that more and more and more, then it's going to become a habit. And of course, the problem is once something becomes a habit, it becomes second nature. And then that means the way that your energy is going to be distributed, that what you're going to be putting out is going to be mimicking and matching the energy of criticism. Because if you're going to be putting out criticism all the time, your energy is going to mimic that intention, because that is what you're putting out. And what you put out, you come back tenfold. So you're actually going to be manifesting more things in your life to criticize. And you could also be receiving criticism against yourself by other people. So with this way, you can see that you could actually manifest things that you don't want if you fall into that energy of criticism. And then of course, consequently, if you're going to be criticizing things all of the time, you're going to be finding problems of everything, and more problems are going to come. So that's actually something that you need to stop doing to stop manifesting what you don't want. So the second thing leads very nicely into this: stop focusing on the problems. Like what I've already mentioned before, if you keep focusing on the problems in your life and criticizing it, you're only going to create more of it. Understandably, this is a habit pattern that we can have gotten into, depending on how things have fallen for us in the past, or if we've been lacking things, or what people have told us, and just our general upbringing. We can be in the habit of looking for the problems first. In other words, you're always looking at things half empty rather than half full. And that may have served us to a point, but now is a key time where we realize that we are beings capable of manifesting and creating our lives. That's what we are doing all of the time. And if we adopt the mindset of the glass is always empty, then unfortunately that means that's the mindset, that's the energy and base vibration we're putting out to the universe. So that means that's what we're going to experience and get back to us. Because obviously where your attention goes, your energy goes. So if you're going to be focusing on the problems all of the time, then that's the energy you're going to be putting out to the universe, and more problems are going to keep coming in. What you want to start doing is focusing on all the things that are going right. And even if you look at your circumstances and you think, well, nothing's going right at the moment, if you've got such in a mindset where it's very difficult for you to find what is going right in your life, then start thinking about what can go right. Because all the time we think about the problems. We don't just look at our current situations and what we perceive as a problem. We spend more of our energy thinking about what can go wrong. Or if there is a problem in our present reality, the problem and the suffering comes when we think about it so much that we start to exaggerate it and think how it could get worse. even when those circumstances aren't true right now. We spend so much of our energy thinking of what can go wrong or how things will get any worse. So why not start thinking about what can go right and how things can get better and better? Now that may seem very strange to begin with, but if you can see how if you flip that energy to its opposite and keep doing that for that to become a habit pattern, just like what you've been doing with looking at there's already some problem, that's just been doing it over a period of time and it's become a habit for you. If you flip it and start thinking of everything that's going to go right and don't take the cues from the circumstances that trigger you, well, your energy is eventually going to shift and your point of attraction is going to change. Because if you think about it, if you keep thinking about all the problems in your life or all the things that could go wrong, and yet you're trying to manifest certain things, then immediately you're putting a roadblock in. And I've caught this myself with the habit that I've been in. You can think about you want to manifest these amazing life-changing things. You think about that, and then all of a sudden, without realizing it, straight away something comes up. You think about all the problems that are going to happen in your life. And you take your energy away that you're trying to build to manifest what it is that you want, and you're projecting it onto problems that are actually going to get more power because you're in that habit, you've got that momentum. So it's really key to start catching your thoughts and your feeling state as soon as possible. As soon as you catch that negative feeling of looking at how things could go wrong, change it. Cancel it straight away. And even if you're not really feeling it, you've got to get in the habit by repetition. If you think of it as a mechanical aspect first, just think, even though I'm not feeling positive that things can go right and I'm always feeling things are going to go wrong, I just need to keep telling myself, no, that's not true. Everything's going to go right. Everything's working out for my highest and good. And even if you don't feel it, if you keep saying it so many times, eventually that will become a habit, because repetition is one of the very few ways that we can access and reprogram the subconscious mind. And the third and final thing, and this leads nicely to this as well, is stop focusing on the results. Stop focusing on how your manifestation is going to happen, and stop worrying about how things are all going to fall into place. That's not for you to decide. That's for the universal laws, the higher intelligence, to figure out and work those things out for you. All you need to do is place your energy, be in a state of being to have a point of attraction that's in alignment with what it is that you want. And the key thing that you've probably heard, and I will also keep repeating it in manifestation, is detachment. You must let go and detach from all outcomes, which understandably can be very challenging at first, especially if we've got some emotional triggers behind all this. But letting go really is the key thing for you to allow your energy and the universe to work things out in its natural order. Instead, what you can be doing is something much more productive, and that's giving of your energy. Give first, receive after. Because the more energy that you're putting out to your manifestation, to the things that you want, you're meeting the universe halfway. You let the universe take care of all the details, because if you get too caught up in the details of how things will work out, then you run the risk of stopping it from happening altogether. There are things as divine timing and certain things that are for alignment for our highest and best. And ultimately, whatever it is that we say that we want to manifest, whatever goals and dreams that we have, the root behind everything is we want what's for our highest and best and greatest good. Because ultimately, we want to feel good. And we look to certain ideas, dreams and goals and circumstances to fulfill certain needs that make us feel safe and good. So in the end, no matter what the situation or the goals are, if something's for our highest and best, in a sense you can say it doesn't matter what it is, because you know it's going to be good. So just surrender the details. Surrender your preference of what it is that you want to manifest up to the universe, and allow it to take care of all the details in the divine timing, how it's going to work out, and in what form, because you are very capable of manifesting the form of what it is that you want as accurately as you imagine it. But it doesn't necessarily mean it is for your highest and best. Your highest and best might be a slight variation of what it is that you want. It will basically be something better. So don't be so hooked on the exact, precise thing to all of its extent. You want to be crystal clear on what it is that you want to manifest. But instead of focusing on all the physical, shall we say, details, focus on the essence of what it means and what it will do for you. Because there can be an unlimited amount of different scenarios that fulfill those same needs that you're tuning into, but it's actually even better than you could possibly imagine. And in the process, another good thing, a distraction, shall we say, to let go and detach, is just be on service to other people. Give yourself and your time and energy to serve others, because of course, what you're giving is what you're going to get back. The more that you give to other people, the more you will also receive. That good you put out is exactly what you get back. But don't look to individuals. If you think, well, I'm giving myself all this time and I'm being taken advantage of by someone in my life, how you receive, it doesn't have to be from the same person that you've given to. The universe will work out the best way for you to receive what you've given. So be open, focus on serving others, and just let go of the process, and just know that the universe is working with you, it has your back, and everything is in divine order. The main thing to remember though is the universe is always saying yes to your every energetic command, shall we say. So it's really important to be mindful of your state of being. And if you'd like to find out more about what I mean by this, check out this video up here, and I'll go through the whole process of explaining why the universe is always in agreement with you and is always saying yes to every energy and point of attraction you're giving out. Love and light.